checking the mail. And Margaret, well, she had this way about her, so poised. They were the kind of people you'd want to invite to dinner, the kind who made you feel important just by talking to you. But beneath the veneer of respectability, the Fowings harbored secrets that would eventually shock the entire community. According to public records, Howard and Margaret were unable to have biological children. This was a source of great sorrow for Margaret, who had always dreamed of a large family. She used to watch the neighborhood children playing from her porch, says Winters. There was something so sad about it, the way she'd just sit there for hours watching them laugh and run around. I remember thinking she would have made a wonderful mother. And indeed, it seemed Margaret would finally get her chance when, in the summer of 1980, the Fowings announced they had adopted a baby boy named James. The community was thrilled. Neighbors' special blessing ceremony. James Fowing was a beautiful child, bright-eyed and quick to smile, and the Fowings doted on him obsessively. Margaret wouldn't let anyone else hold him, remembers Clara Jenkins, who attended the same church. Not even at his blessing ceremony. When the pastor asked to hold him, she got a look like a cornered animal. Howard had to whisper something before she'd hand him over, and even then, she stood so close she was practically breathing down his neck. In retrospect, this possessiveness might have been the first red flag, but at the time, it was dismissed as the natural protectiveness of a new mother who had waited so long. Within 2 years, the Fowings adopted a second child, a girl named Elizabeth, and then in rapid succession came Thomas, Catherine, and William. By 1985, the Fowings had 5 adopted children, all under 6. The speed of their adoptions was unusual, especially given Pennsylvania's typically lengthy process. But Howard Fowing was wealthy and well-connected, and the couple had an impeccable reputation. They were seen as saviors, says Detective Richard Cooper, who would later lead the investigation. Here was this wealthy couple taking in children who might have grown up in the system. Who was going to question that? Who would want to? But oddities, in hindsight, should have raised concerns. None of the Fowing children attended public school. Margaret insisted on homeschooling. The children were rarely seen in town, and when they were never allowed to stray far. They didn't participate in sports or activities and had no friends outside the family. I remember trying to arrange a play date for my son with James Fowing, says former resident Patricia Hayes. They were about the same age, and James seemed so lonely, but Margaret always had an excuse. After a while, I stopped asking.
We must consider
the children's
risks.
isolation might have continued indefinitely, if not for an accident in the summer of 1987. 9-year-old Thomas Fowing fell from a tree and broke his arm. Margaret, despite her nursing background, didn't take him to the hospital. Instead, she attempted to set the bone herself, resulting in a compound fracture that became infected. Only high fever did Howard overrule his wife and take the boy to the emergency doctor. Chen's concerns deepened when she asked for Thomas's medical records and was told they didn't exist. According to Howard, all the